Hi there, Aries. It's good to see you. This is Joy with Joy to the World, here to take an intuitive peek into what's going on around you guys the next couple of days. I've unboxed a few new decks and had some time enjoying observing and working with and looking through the cards. Let's see, this deck right here, y'all are the first ones that I'm using it with. And this is a beautiful deck. This one, it's the Divine Animals Oracle, and it is coming up to crown your reading. And then I have the Antique Anatomy Tarot that I've added to my collection here. This one in the center is called the Map, just in case you wonder. Excuse me, let me get a sip. So while we're at it, go ahead and click like, subscribe if you haven't already, if you enjoy this channel and the messages that we bring here. Maybe share it with a friend or someone that you love, and click the notification bell if you'd like to know anytime I post. I'm looking to post more regularly, but have a bit of a learning curve about how long it takes to upload videos and things of that nature. So hopefully get more on the ball as the month goes along, and to bring you guys information, not just zodiac readings, but also energy uploads, upgrades, energy work. I'm an energy worker by my daily job and a massage therapist as well, but to bring that available to you guys when the messages want to come through that way. Also, sometimes the different planets will choose to channel a message through me as well, which, by the way, these are my Plutonian cards. I've got a really strong relationship with Pluto, and it has been a dominant force in my life for more than half my life now. But they're beautiful, and I hope you get to enjoy them like I do. All that being said, let's take a look in. Now, this is a you and them spread, something new, but I knew clearly it said you need to shuffle and put out cards for me and shuffle and put out cards for them, and then for the us or the union. Okay, so right here in this first row we have you going on. We're going to take a quick peek here. These are my handmade cards, just in case you're wondering. So they're just going to give us a little kind of like a little primal zhuzh. Okay. Oh, I love it. First row for you guys, it's kisses. Look at that going on. Connection and love. Interesting. So the card that we have of the Divine Animals Oracle, I'm looking at the box over there if you're wondering, is Ritual. It's bison. Take a good look there. So in this I see that you are preparing. You're looking to the future, you're preparing, you're getting ready for communication and connection. You're ready to beat your own drum, to make your own music, and you're very confident. Now, it is new. This is something you're new and kind of young to, so it's not something that's played out before. This can be a relationship with an intimate partner, but this can also be bigger than that. The way my placements are, sometimes love and money actually read together. So it can be in the field of career as well as looking towards an intimate partner. So relationship with self as well as relationship with another, just to clear that up. But Spirit is definitely leading you in this and guiding you in this endeavor, and you're being pulled along. No longer, there is a bit of a push, but that's kind of dying down now, this urgency to get you to move forward. But now it's like it's woven in with your heart song, and you're being lured forward by your own spirit. This has it's like a totem of sorts. It's something that may be revived of your family heritage that you didn't know about, because maybe things have been difficult, aka cursed, struggles, hardships, things like that, but you've kept a youthful heart, a youthful perspective, which would be very hopeful. It would be staying in tune, adapting, changing, not just surviving, but surviving with the undercurrent of thriving, with belief in something greater and better than what you've seen and what you've been through. And there's a pairing here. Do you see them? It's like a parent and a child. So it's a union of your soul going on along here, and the landscape of it's coming in. It's the restoration of the family line. That's clearly what they're saying. I'm a little perplexed and confused because I'm like, hey, what is this? You're telling me this is kind of like a little love, a connection reading, and then kisses are at the top, and now that's coming along. So apparently this is something that need to be restored and connected before moving forward in anything else. Otherwise, old patterns would kind of play out, things that lead to defeat, undermining, difficulty, that sort of thing, because that is what has been flowing through. It's almost like remove the dead body at the head of the river, and the water that flows down from it will be pure and clean again. Okay? That has a backstory to it. So just FYI, a little quickie. There was this whole community of people that were dying, and finally, this is true, and they couldn't understand why this, quote, plague was passing through this tribe, and people were dying and they didn't know why. Well, scientists finally intervened, and they went checking all around trying to decide what was going on, because it was unheard of and unfounded. Well, eventually they found a couple of miles up the river a sow, a female pig, had gotten lodged in the river, was dead, and was trapped by some roots and some crags and branches and rocks. And so the body was decaying between the sunlight and the water, and all that bacteria was just being flushed down this stream, down this river. And the people downstream, that's where they were getting their water source from. And so people were dying from the decay that was in the water, and they didn't even know it, because the water, that far up, it still comes down and it looks clear. It smells the same, but it was full of death. So of course they removed it. That was their hunch. They removed it, and the plague cleared up. Okay, so it's like that. What came before you had to be cleared up. That was the pushing to get you out of that. And now the connection, the draw forward is happening. So it's been made complete. Just to know that. So I would say don't go digging back into it. Don't turn around. Keep going. Let's check to see what's going on under here. Okay. Don't do reversals, but when they show up, I definitely do. This is number 35, education. So in a sense, I kind of hear your soul saying, preparing for a fall. That's not what's going to happen here, and not what I see indicated, but I hear your soul saying it. Preparing for a fall. It's reminding me of some people, I think it was the early 1900s, maybe late 1800s, that people decided to go over Niagara Falls, and they would go in a whiskey barrel or in a wine barrel. Who thought that's a great idea? And so that's what I see. It's almost like you've climbed into that barrel, into the age, into the past, and you're preparing, in a sense, for kind of the worst. But what I see here is Spirit is not indicating that at all. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the card upright so we can take a clear look to see. I see that words are rising up off the page, and you're continuing to learn. I see that you are dressed for a future event, but your mind and your upper body are ready to move forward, but your feet are still walking in the past. So energetically, we need to get you on the same page, mind, body, and soul, with what's happening here, that it has been cleared up, that you are clear to move forward in what it is you seek to do. Your spirit is at the helm here. And spirit has shown up even from the page, even from where you've buried your head in your studies, in your journal, and whatever else where you're seeking that wisdom, that connection with the ancient, with the blessing, with the divine. Your spirit here, as we see as This is, I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's a white heron. Well, it's a great blue heron. It could be a white one. They're white great blue herons, strangely enough. Is here to speak, and it gets you to draw yourself out of that solemnity. It's one step above settling. You're not totally settled. Your butt's not stuck, but the shoulders are slumped, right? And they're here to inspire you and to spark you and to just kind of like, hey, wake up, look, listen, and to get you to stir up to move forward. You're ready to move forward. There's energy here for that. And I see it that as you stand up, the cobwebs and the dust and the old, like, it's even Spanish moss that has to do with death. That's death twice now. Is being swept away. It's being taken away. It's like that's going to stay behind, but we need to get you to stand up and to move. And as you do, this smoke, this uncertainty surrounding your feet, the path will clear. The fog will lift. Okay? It's like a magic transformation. That your prayers have been heard, the energy that you've sent out in the requests, it's here. They've come to meet you. They've come to greet you. Okay? So receive this inspiration, this spark of the divine to stand up and watch the smoke disappear. Okay, so down here, death. 3 times with you. The kiss of death, is that what this is? The Tower. You see why I love these cards? These are like happy little skulls. This is one of the happiest towers I've seen. This is about regeneration. This is about the cycle of life continuing. It's almost like you sat down in a graveyard at a memorial bench to mourn and to weep. And you were mourning and weeping because you didn't even know when it began. It's just here telling me you didn't know how to end it. Okay. Because it came from before you were ever born. It was just like this, not even a black cloud, but just like this gloom kind of hung over this world that's devoid of color. Not so radiant, bright. And oh, they're telling me, look at her now. Right next to you had the bone collector. It says this is actually your family lineage, your spiritual line, your spiritual hallmark of your purpose, of your magic, of your meaning, the wholeness of life, the wholeness of you. This is how you feel inside. Look at that. Ancient, beautiful, you are the mountain. You are the wisdom. You are the stability. Yet life is drawn to you. That's what I see here. Time works to your benefit. Things come out of nowhere. Spirit can be animate and inanimate for you because as you see, the bones are here speaking. Inside the bones, see, we even have flesh in there. We do. There's marrow inside the bones. And it's waking up. That's what the gong is around her head. She's sending out the signal to you, saying, wake up. Wake up, my child. This is not you. This is us. This is who you are. This is where we come from. Wake up and go forward for us. We are here to lead and guide you, and we will not steer you wrong. We're sending help is very clear. Sending present earth help. It can be some people, but it can also be signs and symbols, resonance, collaborative efforts. But they want you to see that life is springing forth. They're going to take you out of logic and bring you into creativity. I love it. This one in the center, can you see closely? That one's smiling at you. It's like, yeah, boy. I love to hear the cards talk. And this card, the bottom of the deck, with the Antique Anatomy Tarot, is telling me that you need to take another look. Take another look. Go look in the mirror. Look at yourself. Oh, these aren't even the same deck, but look at them. It's the same person. Wow. Take another look. Which you do you see? Huh? Do you see this one that's led forth by the light, but that all the forces of nature have come to help propel you and move you forward and to draw you into this new beginning? Or do you see something from the past, from the dark, something that is dusty and old? Okay? All right, let's go into the next. Let's get the top of, for what's over the bull here, over them. it says come, but I clearly hear welcome. Welcome. And normally, of course, the card's drawn like this. It's us seeing what's coming in and speaking out. But in here, your gifts are ready to greet the sun. The eye here is like a sun. It's like an awakening from that darkness, opening your eye to the light to see and to perceive what is here, what is going on. And the gifts are awakening. Okay. So I'm just going to keep rolling with this. That has my nose like crazy. So I was about to say something powerful, definitely. Look at this electrical storm. Look at that lightning. This is not like typical lightning of a storm. This is heat lightning. It is speaking. It is talking. It is inspiring. Take another look. And it's coming from them. This is a conversation. Conversation between the source and the resource. And this, them, which I guess at this point I'm kind of moving on to, as opposed to seeing a lover, seeing your divine connection, seeing this spiritual union, which seems very in line with how they usually speak through me. But there's a whole city here. There's a whole place that you don't know about, a place that's been held back for a certain time, and it's even greater than you can think or imagine. But there's the full connection going on now between you and them. You see, lightning is actually being sent out from the figure that's down there. But it's also being sent from the sky. And look, here's this whole city, this whole world that you didn't even know about. It's like your tribe in the sky. It's not like. It's your tribe in the sky. You're not fazed by it. And it's perfect balance. And they're here to bring you into communion. Community of union. And it's perfect union because I see a 3 and a 3 going on. Because you need 3 legs in order to take a seat. A stool needs at least 3 legs in order to provide that stability, that foundation. And they have it mind, body, and soul. You're whole in both your actual and your potential. Okay. Okay, this one's upside down as well. Interesting. I wonder if the others will be. We'll see what happens. It's called the Gentle Gardener. Let's take another peek into what is going on here. Oh, wow. You have help. There's a hand. They are here to physically, manifestly, tangibly help you. Okay, so I'm hearing the urge to open your heart and mind to that. I know it seems impossible, and we think it's going to be like stuff's going to move around. And not necessarily slide and move in front of your face, but say you lose something and you're like, oh, where did I put that? Where did I put that? And then you walk past where you just looked, and there they are, like wide open right in front of you to say, hello, here we are, here's the keys. And you're like, I was looking for those. I know those weren't there. It's that type of a thing. It's kind of startling. It's kind of startling, and it's going to be many things, many gifts. It's not just going to be things. It's going to be people arriving in front of you. And they might even say something specific of, I do not know why I'm approaching you, but I feel specifically that I should. What do you need? How can I help you? It's going to occur just like that. Y'all, this is profound, because this is what I believed and lived for all my life, that we are fully connected, that this world really exists, and now it is, and it does. So, excuse my face. I'm here with you. I'm like, what? Now, this may be new and fresh to you and stirring up seeds inside of you, stirring up some gifts and talents inside of you, your voice, your spiritual guides, your ancestors, that sort of thing. But I'm kind of shocked in the sense that I've known it and believed it all my life, but I've been in the carrying phase. And now it's in the phase of coming, the welcome phase. Whew. So, the earth says she loves you. Mama, you see her? Even with a crown and white hair, she's forever youthful. You have a partner. You have one who'll stand by you. It's time. In this case, you didn't sow seed, you laid eggs. You laid eggs. And they're hatching. And they're beautiful Easter eggs. They're eggs of color, eggs of delight. They're these dreams. They're these beings. I know that's mystery talk. But I don't mind. Let's go on and see what's underneath it. Make sure y'all send comments so I can celebrate in your story as well of how these things show up. And it's not a dun 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 shock. That kind of was done away with here. It is like a woohoo shock. It is a choo-choo shock. A shock of joy. A shock of joy. Surprise. Surprise. Except we get to hear that it's coming. So it's going to be like a double surprise. It's like they're softening the blow right now to get the awakening of anticipation, the electric charge going on. So here we see judgment. I hear double delights. Wow. For what all you've sown and how far you've grown, expect double the delights. Think of how many times you went down a difficult path only to get there and not inherit the promise, and you had to turn around and come back down that same trepidatious path. So this casket, the door is shut. It's like a Broadway singer. I love him. And I don't know, it's not a real one, but he's singing, "Not this time." And it's just very deliberate and dramatic. Not this time. And it may not seem like much. Like this is clematis. And clematis is an extremely delicate woodland vine. Now, the stem is not soft and woody. It's not woody. It's woody and soft. It's tiny. It's minute. And it's this square little shaft of a stem. And off come these huge flowers. As big as they are, they're not heavy at all. They're not cumbersome. They're not burdensome. They're magnificent. Close the door on that. No more self-judgment. No more weighing out your actions. No more wondering why you felt the magic, why you felt drawn a certain direction, and then it seemed to have come up empty. Your eggs have longevity, and they're ready to hatch. So they're saying, don't feel misled this time. This really is real. This communication, this communion is alive and active. It is beyond existence is what they're saying. That color is a refreshing color. It lives beyond existence. We'll leave it in their words. So I'm just going to pull one right now for the top over here. So in the us and the union, out came the 3. And I was like, what? Because, I'm thinking it's like classical kissy face, boy meets girl, or love meets love, girl meets girl, however you're you're wired. It was going to be that spring of love kind of going on. I thought, interesting. How do I do that? And here they're like, no, it is love. Exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you on the love boat. It's coming in. And it's your ancestors. It is a pure, divine, empowering love. It is beyond this realm. Okay. So apparently there were 3. It stopped and said, don't you put those back in there. So funny. Surrender is the key to power, y'all. Okay. So right here we have time is up. Clock has struck midnight. And where it would seem that Cinderella, pardon me, let me readjust. Cinderella's world has just gone all back to the way it always was. You know, the slippers lost, the dress fades, the coach turns back into a pumpkin, that sort of thing. This moment of awakening will go back down to where it seems normal, where it seems like, oh, I must have made this up. Everything I felt stirring inside of me, all these gifts, all this awakening, I must have made it up. But they were saying, you know, that double blessing, that double the pleasure, double the fun. The eggs are hatching. They really are. They've hatched an idea, a plan. And just like Easter eggs, they're hidden. You would put them on these pathways and on these places. Y'all, I'm getting so excited because I can see it. Imagine hiding Easter eggs, okay, if you do that sort of thing. So you've hidden them about and you're putting them where you don't put them so out of sight that they could never be found and they'd stink up the house, but you put them in places that cause the person to stretch, to grow, to imagine, to like tap deeper and deeper into themselves to discover the little treasures and where you've put them. And in these cases, these are magic eggs. They're full of treasures inside. And they were things that you didn't realize that you were scattering and putting along these mini paths that you had journeyed here. They're telling me to wake up this card now. This is the bottom of the deck. The rhinoceros, moderation. Sorry if I jump about. That's an egg around him. Egg, life, eggs of life. Because you get to continue to choose life, irregardless of like the Spanish moss, the cemetery, the thinking you just fell again in for a big fall, Niagara Falls, that most people don't survive. You know, this whole column of death. You've come into life now. And you have no idea that these things are springing up because you've gone far and wide in search of what this was inside of you, of this world that you've believed in, looking for another one who believes and feels the same way, and not carbon copy like exacto same way, but of the same vein, of the same order, of the same fulfillment, the same feeling, delight, and joy. And now that time is up, clock has struck midnight, the slipper, the eggs, they've been left behind. And they're going to come looking for you. Just like the prince did, to see whose foot fits that slipper. Your blessings, your treasures, they're coming to find you. Manifest, tangible. They're chasing you down. Okay. So they said, don't fret. Don't fret. Don't fret. And they're pointing to the 6th. And we are in the 6th month. So it could be June. It could be 6 days from now. It could be 6 p.m. tonight. But 6 has to do with others. And so this lets us know others are involved here. And under that, the animal oracle we have is release, the jaguar. The forces of life are overtaking you. You fully opened and surrendered. That's obvious. Just like Cinderella. If you're men listening, you probably know the fable, the fairy tale. Listen in that you're someone who she just simply wanted to go to the ball. That was it. She wanted to have that one beautiful experience. Your dreams seem like they're finite, like it's a specific, limited type of thing, but is full and coursing with the veins of life, with the power of life, with this primal urge of the earth itself to birth life through you and to do so much more. They just needed a willing heart to be open and surrendered. There they come again. Those of you who've made it through beyond what you thought you ever could, thank you for still being open-hearted and for surrendering it and laying down the outcome. Wow. They've got their eye on what they're going for. And they just need to stay open and surrendered. So anyway, she went and just wanted to experience the ball. And when the naysayers, the mind gribblers, that sort of thing came along and ripped up her dress, well, even then nature, like here and here, nature conspired, and these little mice helped make the dress and, you know, make the magic fabric and repair everything and put it all together in time so that she could go. When it seemed totally impossible and out of reach, bam, it happened. That's these, y'all. And here it's that overpowering force. The picture is so much bigger than us, is what they say. Not just you, than us. Time is on your side. So under here, okay, these are upright. Very interesting. We have number 32, the magic prayer. Let it flow through you. Let it carry you. In this sense, it's almost like the prayers are prayed. Let them carry you. It's not about saying the right words, making the right request, you know, setting forth the right intention. It's all done. It's finished. Because at the midnight hour, it was already finished, the whole story, and it had a life force of its own that carried out in the parts and the roles of others, thus the 6, right? Keep your heart open, keep surrendered, keep the magic alive, keep the prayers alive, keep them there. And that doesn't mean keep saying them, keep reiterating them, keep busying them, working them. No, just know. Just K-N-O-W, that kind of know. Life is reaching out for you. It's stretching to meet you right where you are. You are a great force of nature. I want you to know that. They're showing me here. Look again. They are showing us here. You are a great, tremendous force of nature. The power of your heart is a force of nature. You are committed to life above all else. Above all else. I love it because here they're looking the same way. Can you see them? Because even the one at the bottom, I'm not even being called to. It's this reiteration of the looking up, the looking forward, the looking ahead, the embracing, the Okay, so they say bracing for the embrace. It's like you're ready for the impact, the blast of divine that's coming. It's coming. You're prepared. You're ready for the unknown, is what I see down here. This is the chariot. The unknown is coming for you, and it has form. It has definition. And we don't even know what color it'll bring. That's exciting. So next in the union, we have intense pressure. Here, what I'm seeing clearly today is all eyes are on you. Okay? All eyes are on you. Not just your peers, not just the people who live in houses indoors and streets next to you. All eyes. All eyes. Heaven and earth await this awakening, this moment, this arrival. as eagerly as you do. They're here like this. Their fingers are like this. They're watching over, just like someone watching a sports game. You're cheering, you're rooting, you're believing all along, but you don't know how it's going to turn out, what it's going to be like as it keeps going forth. It's alive and active, and they're watching over it with you, anticipating the outcome. So here, all eyes on you, we have leadership, elephant, and of course Ganesha in this. The removal of all obstacles between you and yourself, in this case specifically. All obstacles, anything between the way things really are and the way you see them, the way you see yourself. The truth is being revealed. Your divinity is being revealed. Your abilities are being magnified and replicated. Ooh. I won't say what I see in here, but it is potent and important and tasty. And full of pleasure, and gets rid of the unnecessary. Get ready to see yourself. I do hear them hinting about the relationship now, but they said not until you addressed everything else. You need to know how awesome you are, because your desires, your dreams, your picture, your image was so much bigger. That's why everything in your heart didn't seem to play out, but is in the long run. It was a long-range dream for a human being, but just a little snippet for these guys. So under here we have listening, number 53, the elephant. Okay, so they're saying clearly, that's music to my ears. That's music to my ears. Oh, we have the elephant under the elephant. Ganesha, continuity, reiteration. Interesting. So soften your heart. So I mean, it's not a time to make the mind noisy. Whether the lips are moving or not, the lips of the mind to be moving, they said, shh, quiet, reflect, dig in the dirt some, in a sense, like be prepared through the hush, through the pause, through the silence, through the anticipation. I'd say it's like the quiet before the storm, but it's not a storm of any sorts. It's like this electrical storm. It's like the heat lightning, that type. Not the do-do-do, but the wow. It's like nature doing its own fireworks display. But in the quiet of your mind, you'll see what this moon is about. You will see what just occurred in the eclipse and what is coming. And that's just days away. The one on the day that we shift to Cancer, and then July 5th. July 5th, because Cancer is a solar eclipse. So over here we have chop chop. Look at this. Chop chop. Get to work. Snap awake. So it was it that way? Yes. So it was pointing downward like this. Chop chop. So get to work. What are we getting to work on? Let's see. Reciprocity, the honeybee. This is so tricky. So they call for whatever type of spread. I don't study spreads. I don't do that sort of thing. I just listen to the guidance and direction of do this, do this, do this. Here's what is happening. Here's what's up. And then here at the end, here he comes. Here comes the human union. There's a reason for this divine union that's coming. it increases your fertility. And as we know, your fertility is like the eggs of life. This isn't necessarily about birthing children. That's neither here nor there, and that's up to you personally, as to how you go about that and who this partner is coming in. But chop chop, like over here, wake up, snap snap, be on the alert, get ready. And they want you to be ready to know reciprocity is that two-way street, like opening both lanes, opening this bridge, opening this connection that's going on here. A very earthy connection, supportive, established, well thought out. Okay. And then this one is in verse. It's number 17. It's Ghostlands. So strangely enough, I see doing away with the empty, hollow screams, and not like, ah, but kind of the wailing, kind of the, what is this about? Why is this happening? What is going on up here? So it is like the closure and the completion of where this began. Can you see? Can you see? This is like what was going on in her heart. And that's basically what it was saying. What is going on here? That type of a thing. It's washed away. This is where you reside. This is who you are. This is how you are. And again, male or female, the person who's watching this, we're talking about you as this person. It doesn't matter what the image is on the card. This is your energy, the being open, the being ready, the allowing life to flow through you. Let's see. Okay, there it is. Yeah. So let go of this. Let go of that. Wash it out of your mind. Why is this happening to me? Because remember, like Cinderella, after midnight, it all kind of went back and thinking, ah. So wash away those sighs. Clear them away and be like, no, no, no. I know the magic that I felt inside of me. I know what has awakened in me. I know the connection. I know what is ringing true. Not because I said it. What I say doesn't matter. What you hear is what matters. What stirs and awakens in you. How your spirit is guiding and leading you through this information and these road signs here as to how they apply to your journey. But there was that last little remnant of like letting go of the hard as F times. Letting go of like turning off that faucet in a sense. It's like a source and it's a faucet. So I turn that faucet off and turn this one on. Love, sweet love. And this is like the strawberry that's over here on the head and the heart of this elephant of listening. Yeah. They want you to turn off that old mindset and open up your heart. The flow of your heart. Okay, trust yourself. Trust yourself. Let this steep and sink in. Let it melt and move around inside of you. And to know what resonates with you in your journey. I wish you well. I want the best for you. I want our world to be colored with your shade of happiness. And to make our world a better place. Our world becomes lighter and brighter and more easygoing with each of us that step forward into this truth, and us coming together as a community to love and encourage one another on that path of divinity, but also diversity. How it occurs for each of us is unique to each one. So anyways, this is Joy, or Joy to the World, saying I love you. Bye for now.